Well, welcome back to the Timeline Ranch. It's the first day I'm back for a full day anyway. A nice day. Let's take a look around at what's going to be done or what I would like to get done this trip. So this is what's in the trailer still. I took out the water barrels and I had that can of diesel in here. I took it out. Still got a 5-gallon bucket of hydraulic fluid for the Kubota, because I'll be using the jackhammer this trip, and you lose a little bit of hydraulic fluid sometimes when you change between the jackhammer back to the bucket. This is the tire that let me down. It didn't, I mean, it has damage that's not repairable, but it didn't completely come apart like some of them do. The rim looks good. I think I can save the rim. So first thing today, I'm gonna get this trailer unloaded and drop it off the truck, because I'm not going to be hauling a lot of stuff with the trailer, you know, dumping loads and stuff. Mainly going to be focusing on digging the pond out. Let's go over there, take a look at that. So I've got this mix match mess of stuff that I've dumped from 2 different hauls out here to the ranch. A lot of rebar. It's all straight pieces. It shouldn't be too hard to move. I'm going to put it over there with the rest of that pile, or maybe make a new pile kind of over there. I've got these pieces of rigid electrical conduit, you know, pretty good sized stuff, like 2.5 inch, 3 inch. Move it right over there into a little pile. These beams, these are Z-girts, and some of it's channel, pretty thin, about 1/8 inch. We'll use those later on the domes, but I'm gonna set them on the back side of this I-beams over there. This piece of pipe I'm probably gonna make into a slide for the kids. This one here, and Anna, it's in the house, is not feeling real good right now, but I'll use it for that. I'm gonna clean all this mess up. Well, I got the machine to get it out of the way, because right now it's sticking out in the road, and when I drive around here with the trailer, it's hard to get far enough out that the back tire on the trailer doesn't rub that corner. So get the trailer unloaded, then I'm gonna clean this mess up. Let's go over here to the pond by those retainer walls that I built. So here we are on the side of the pond where I made this level plane to plant all the different nut trees and other types of trees on. I built these retainer walls. If you happen to catch those videos when I was doing that, you can watch them, go back and watch them if you're interested in it. Now that I got the excavator back, I'm going to take some of this loose fill that's here on the side that I cleaned off, because there's a natural rock bank under there that this retainer wall is built on. I'm going to throw it up on top to backfill this side, and then I'll go over there to those piles over there, my topsoil piles, and bring them back and put a little bit, about 4 or 5 inches of topsoil through here, so it's the same as the rest of this on this one and this one here. I've got a little topsoil that I kind of spot placed over here because I knew I was going to do this later when I had time, and I'll drag it this way and then dump maybe another scoop to finish filling this in. So here we are at the south end of the pond, looking north. My main focus this trip is going to be to get at least this section here down to 25 feet deep. If you didn't catch the other video, I had hydraulic pump go out on the excavator. That all those spools there was from digging this portion out here. It's about 30 foot by 30, about 4 feet deep, and in one day I was able to get that much out. So I'm going to get those spools out. I'll switch back to the frost ripper and break as much as I can loose, keep working my way that way until I get down to that rock layer that I can't get through, and then I'll switch to my 500 foot-pound jackhammer that's over there and go through and break it loose with that, and then take the frost ripper and go back and loosen it up some more, and then the 48-inch bucket and take it out keep dragging those spoils back. I'm just gonna get it up out of the water line for now, in case we catch some rain before I can get back out here with the machine. And then I'll haul it off a little at a time until it's out of here. A lot of this is going to be rock once this is pretty much all solid rock right in here now. So, it can be used for erosion control along the embankments. Leaky weirs up there on the road. I need a bunch of rock, and I should get quite a bit of it out of here. Right now the pond's sitting at the deepest point, 13 foot from this little pocket that I dug out this last trip up to this level plain. Still got a ways to go. Let's go walk down inside the pond and take a look real quick. So here we are down in the south end of the pond. I was going to show you some of this layers down here. We got rock, a little bit of compacted clay that's almost rock, another layer of rock, compacted clay, another layer of rock. That's just kind of how it goes. The further down you go, the less clay and the more layers of rock. They get closer together. So that last time I was out here with the machine, I started at this height right here and was able to take it down that 4 feet. But it was getting down to where I really couldn't even break it loose with the frost ripper. So this portion here is going to all be jackhammer before the frost ripper again. I couldn't get through this spot right in here where you see it a little bit higher. You can see that the rock layers are really close to each other on that. Once I get this section down to that 25 feet, this is where the main water that fills the pond comes from. This is the main creek. I'm going to build a whole bunch of rock up here. I wish I had more time. I was here full time. I could do it a lot more efficient way. I was wanting to put some cement down with some rebar and embed those rocks in and make little cups so that as the water comes down, it pools and dumps a lot of the sediment out and slows it down, keeps it from trying to erode this bank back, calve the bank off. For now, I'm just going to dump a bunch of rock there though, and some other time when I have a portion of the pond that I'm ready to get down to the depth, I can transfer whatever water's in here at the low part of the season and finish this out the way I really want to do it. But for now, I'm just going to put rock down there. So this is the deepest pocket in the original body of the pond. It's 13'6" up to that level plane. Let's go right up here. There we are at the end of the trench of sand and gravel that comes from this well that I built. This rebar you see right here, it's number 3 rebar. It's 15 feet down to the bottom of that gravel bed. So once I get that down to that 15 feet, I'll dig into that bank, tie in where that sand gravel is ending, and then I'll put a whole bunch of big rock along this edge, similar to what I'm going to do over here where that main creek dumps into the pond. And it'll have a higher flow rate into the well at that point. So this side of the pond right here, I'm going to leave it, this pitch that's right here, it's about 4 inches every 12 inches of drop, 4 inches of drop every 12 inches. Basically every 3 foot, 1 foot drop. I'm going to keep that going down, and then at a certain point it's going to drop straight down to keep this nice deep channel, 25 foot through here, to have that volume for the dry season or no rain season sometime we get out here. That was a pretty good pile of spoils I got here. This is about, let's say from this end to the end over there, it's probably 70 feet, and it's probably about 8 feet tall. It's a good bit of spoils. So right here, this is about the width of the excavator. I'm going to take this back about that same distance, another probably 7 feet, and then I'll place some real large rocks about 3 foot apart where you can tell where this riverbed gravel beach area stops and it drops off, and this will just be a deep 25-foot deep channel through here. So go, keep going that direction. I wonder if these cattails over here are gonna make it till it rains. I don't see any life in them at all right now. Maybe they're just dormant from the cold season. They had a little life in them last time I was out here, but it still hasn't rained. So if this pond was full, it would be all the way to that height right there. All this would be underwater all the way across. And it'd actually be 10 inches above this level plane because of that little leaky weir that I put on the outflow of the creek. So this section of soil that I have separating that exploratory hole that I got down to 12'6", I'd like to get this dug out while it's dry. So this, when it's finished, will be about a foot higher than the grade over here, so that it doesn't ever go underwater. There'll be a little picnic area there. I'll probably build a little, covered area to keep you out of the sun during the hot months. Might put a few date palms in that area as well. There'll be a few date palms out in this beach area as well. And of course, up on the road in those spots on the back side of the leaky weirs where the sediment will build, there'll be some there. And then multiple date palms down that terrace that I'm going to build up there later. There on top of the topsoil pile. All that's the topsoil that I harvested from the bottom of the pond before the excavator broke down on me. I'm going to pull that pile over to here, and this should give a nice angle for a slide for the kids. I'm going to build one for them out of some of that culvert like I talked about earlier. Put it on about a 45-degree slant. And, put some sand there at the bottom so when they hit it, they don't have to hit the rocks. That's one of the other little things on my to-do list. That won't take too long though. Probably 2 hours to pull all the soil over here and put the slide up. So the main focus though is going to be the pond this trip, but that's kind of the order I'm going to do it, like I said. Well, that's about all I have. That's main plans for this trip. Hopefully I don't have any excavator issues and I can make it happen. I'll see you on the next one.